Mr. Idris Elba. That's quite... What's going on, Idris? What's happened with the... why is there the boot on there?
Well, I was training for the England squad.
Oh, yeah.
Playing a little football and I tore my Achilles.
So, no, but was it a sport injury? It was a genuine...
It was. I was going to tell you that I was, climbing up a volcano or something, but...
Nothing that exciting?
No. Nothing.
Well, you're obviously a fit man. We can see that from the size of your chest and all the muscles that are hanging out and all that. But how old are you, Idris?
Well, 37, actually, John.
Are you telling the truth there? Because
yeah,
you made that body language for lying when you said that. Well, you see, 37, even though you're still a young man, especially from where I'm sitting, you've got to be more careful.
You're right, you're right.
You could tear things like that.
I was actually about to score when he caught me from the back, so...
Oh, you see. So you're blaming him?
I'm blaming him. So.
But here's the thing. Wouldn't you have thought from that clip, even if you haven't seen the show, that Idris was an American? Because that accent is so brilliant, so convincing. And that's got to be one of the hardest things for a British actor to do, I think, a convincing American accent.
It is, I lived in Baltimore. I lived in the States for a long time, so, I learned it. When I first got to the States, I couldn't do an accent. It was terrible.
And were there certain words or certain phrases that are harder to get right than others?
Oh, that's a good question. Anything with an R in it. Just a joke. Just a joke. Just a joke. Joking.
You live out there now, or are you based there full-time?
I do, yeah. I live in Florida, yeah.
Well, that's a nice place to be.
It is.
But The Wire has finished for you, hasn't it? You're not in there anymore.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, I know so many people recommend it and said... And I know it gets these kind of online polls. People say it's one of, if not the, best TV series ever.
Yeah, it's... Kiefer Sutherland just saying that he loved it. It's one of his favourite shows.
But, of course, he's in 24, which is also one of the best TV series ever.
Which is one of... Yeah. So
it's
a big compliment.
If I was Harry Hill, there'd be only one way to sort this out. Kiefer's no idea what that means, but we'll tell you later, Kiefer. When you're out there now, what kind of parts do you get? Do they come to you for American parts, or are you known as someone who can do the English as well because you've got English a background here?
Do you know what? I just did a film where I play an English person. It was the first time I've done it, and it's an American film, and I played a Brit in it. But other than that, I get a lot of Americans. Yeah. And my accent, honestly, I'm a biggest critic. My accent's a little dodgy here in places, you know what I mean? So now, I'm looking forward to playing more English roles as well.
Well, I know you've got a big new English show here, which looks great as well, because what I like about shows like The Wire and those kind of things is that they have a certain... They look like movies, essentially, They're shot that way. And often, British drama doesn't quite match that. But this new thing you're in, Luther, it looks to me like it's been shot that way. I can see you're pleased with this. You obviously...
I love it. I'm very, very excited about it. It's Luther. He's a really weird detective. He's like Wallander, but better looking. Just joking, sir. You do the jokes.
You're clearly better looking than Kenneth Branagh. Don't worry about that. You needn't apologise for that one.
No.
And it's set in the UK, isn't it? He's a British detective.
Yeah, he's a British. It's a London show, and it's very... It's dark. It's a dark sort of psychology. He's a very sort of passionate detective, sort of breaks his boundaries when he's, going for criminals. It's a fantastic show. Neil Cross, who wrote some of Spooks, wrote it. And I loved it from the first time I saw it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen the clips. I've seen it. It looks terrific. It looks really good. Yeah. It's starting here in May.
Yeah, I think so, in early May, yeah.
And you finished the whole series already? You finished?
I did. I shot it last year, did 6 episodes of it, and it's really good stuff.
Do you know whether they're doing a second series yet, or do they wait to see how this one goes?
Well, it depends. If it does well here and now, we'll do another set, I think.
Yeah. OK, let's have a look. This is the clip from Luther. It starts in May. It looks terrific. Look at this.
That's how I did the foot, really.
The thing is, and that door was open anyway, wasn't it? You could have just... But you know what occurs to me seeing that is, if you can get parts like that, then why did you go to the States? Were you just not getting that kind of role back then?
No, back then, I left in sort of '97. I wasn't getting that type of role. And when I got to the States, I didn't work for 4 years either.
I guess there weren't that many roles like that for black guys on British TV anyway, were there?
At the time, no. It was a very small... It's a smaller market here, and England America has a much bigger market. So I felt that I'd do better out there.
What were you doing before you went out there? You were kind of... Someone told me you were DJing.
Yeah, I DJ'd. I was on pirate radio for a long time. Clubs, sound system.
But when you say pirate, is this the day when it was proper illegal pirate radio?
Yeah, when it was...
Because I used to tune into some of them in the morning, and you get... Mainly at the weekends, it seemed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And often you would lose the signal or lose the whole station halfway through, and I assumed they'd been shut down.
That's because the DTLI would clamp down on the house.
You'd grab the gear and you'd actually go off?
You leave the turntables, but you take your records.
Were you ever arrested? Were you ever called out?
Never. I had a popular show.
Yeah. Any of the guys you work with, though, any of the other DJs get caught?
Yeah, there's a guy that one time because of my show, I left, and as soon as I left, he got caught because you know the antenna was on the roof.
And so what would be the consequences of getting caught there?
He'd go to jail.
Did he go to jail?
No, I think he didn't go to jail. I think he got a fine, but he did, and they take your stuff as well, all his records and everything.
Lose all your records. That's probably the worst thing.
I know. The vinyl as well back in the day. Do you know
but
what I mean?
I understand that kind of pirate thing because when I'm doing radio too, sometimes in the morning. I'm telling you, Chris Evans knocking on the door, I have to scoop everything out and get out. But you still DJ now? You still do that?
Yeah, I DJ. I play more house music, more safer environments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clubs. Yeah.
Have you ever DJed for any? Do you do parties for friends, for people like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in the States, I've done all sorts of. I've DJed for Missy Elliott a couple of times. I was just in Miami doing the Winter Music Conference on the beach and all that.
And you're involved with, didn't you do something for Jay-Z on one of his albums?
Yeah, Jay-Z did an album called American Gangster, and I was in the film, and I remember, you know, I wanted to be on the album, and I was like, I don't rap, what should I do? You know, I do rap, but it's not like Jay-Z was going to take my record.
You rap, Idris?
Yeah.
Man, let's hear a little bit of this. Come on, let's lay down a few lines.
What?
Yeah, you see? Yeah.
Don't put me on the spot, it might be really terrible, wouldn't it?
Well, we're hoping it'll be terrible, obviously. That's kind
All right, I'll make it off at the top of my head. It's really good, Dread. Me and Jonathan Ross, we don't give a toss. Yeah.
That's not even a rap.
No,
that's
no.
They're the sort of letters I get from people at the bank when they're leaving.
Well, that's why I didn't, you know, that's why
Idris,
I thought...
I'll help you out.
Go on. Everyone clap. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8.
That's just counting.
Well, help me out, lads.
You are the worst rapper I've ever met, and I've interviewed Vanilla Ice. OK. Now, when you're in Florida, what do? You play football, I guess. What do you do to keep fit? Because you are obviously a fit man. I guess you have to for the kind of roles you get, don't you?
No, honestly, I don't keep fit as... I know, I wore this T-shirt because it shows me muscles, but normally I've got a bit of a gut, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what that would feel like. You don't say. How can you sit there, especially sitting opposite me, and say you don't keep fit?
I don't.
Look at you.
I play a little football.
Yeah.
Not much, clearly, but I do play a little football and I do a little kickboxing. That's it.
Do you think there's a difference between like the American actors and the British actors in that respect? Because I know they do take it very seriously.
But the actors in America?
Well, no, yeah, like the gym and the fitness side of
it.
Oh,
yeah. When I lived in LA for a little while, like everyone would go to the gym. It was part of the routine, and I just couldn't get into it, you know.
But do you do it when you're back here?
No, not much.
Stop doing that. Can I be honest with you? You're one of the most annoying people I've ever had on the show. Right? You say you're going to rap and you count to 8, and then you say you don't go to the gym and you've got the biggest arms I've seen. But this is... I'm thrilled the way it's worked out for you because a lot of people go over there and, you know, regardless of their talent, it doesn't quite happen. Right. But it's really taken off for you because I know you're a major star there. I was out and then I saw you on a couple of talk shows right there and I think this is amazing, this guy from Hackney.
I tell you, you know, my mum and dad, my mum and dad still live here in East London and, you know, they don't know what it's like for me in the States. My mum just came over.
But it's quite mental for you out there, isn't it? I mean, you get mobbed.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I have, you know, a security guard if I have to go to a club. Like, they love me. You know what I mean?
Well, you're a very handsome man. I've never kissed a black man, but I'm tempted.
No thanks.
Yeah. I'll make you rap again. Hey, this is the really exciting thing for me because you know I love my comic book movies, and Idris is about to star in the Marvel movie based on the hit comic which has been around since the 60s, Thor, the mighty Thor. And now, who do you play in Thor?
I play Heimdall, who is a Nordic god.
Yeah. Now, correct me, but if I remember my Norse mythology correctly, there weren't a lot of the brothers up there in Odin's... No, not a lot.
Well, this is Norse by way of Hackney, Canning Town.
By way of Hackney and downtown LA. And so Heimdall, is he the guy, if I remember correctly, he's the guy who guards the Rainbow Bridge?
That's right, Asgard, where Thor comes from. There's this big bridge, and Heimdall's this beast of a man that sits there and watches. And he has special powers like, you know, he can hear the person in the back row and he can see as far as, you know...
And you'll have, no doubt, the big furs on?
No furs, actually, no. We've gone for sort of... Well, I'm not allowed to say because of my contract, they'll sue me, but I've got big helmet action going on.
Well, you make up your own jokes, OK? I have a Norse helmet here for you if you'd like to try one on.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you very much.
You want to give us a sneak preview? I've got my Thor helmet.
Yes.
Yeah. You go first. Let's have a look at yours first.
OK. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a sneak preview of the new Thor movie. It's not going to be out for about 2 years.
Ha ha!
That's pretty good.
I like that.
Pretty good. You know what, if I put this on, it's going to look like we're on a stag do. You know that, don't you?
Whee! Look at that.
That's what I'm talking about, Heimdall.
I've got your back, Thor.
Mine's quite heavy.
Mine's not.
You could drink out of yours, though.
Cool, makes me horny. Terrible. Oh, man.
Get off. Just leave now. Idris, no, don't go. Hey, well, I'm going to say goodbye now. Great to meet you. I'm thrilled you came on the show, and I'm so pleased with your success out there. You earned it, but also Luther looks like it's going to be terrific. Yeah,
I'm proud of Luther. Watch it. It's really good. It's adult, and it's got a lot of surprises in it. It's really good.
Can't wait to see Thor as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Mr. Idris Elba.